Hey friends, this is Amanda from Lace and Rustic Charm. Tonight I am doing a kit project with you all, and this is just kind of like a little Wonky Bunny. And I'm going to tell you at the end where the kit comes from and where you can get it at. So first I'm just taking some of my brown acrylic paint and going to put a coat of that on. And now I'm going to give that a quick little blow dry and get it ready for a second coat of the same brown color. As you can see, some of the wood started to peek back through. Give that another quick dry. The second coat really did cover really well, so I didn't have to go over it again after this. Now I'm going to take my little tea light candle and go over it really well. Make sure I get all the edges. And here I'm just kind of wiping off that excess. I'm going to go over it with my Waverly Cashew chalk paint. I like to cut little slits in the top of my paint. It helps me to squeeze it out easier, and it doesn't make as much of a mess. Give that a good coat of paint. Make sure that's good and covered with that cashew chalk paint. Give that a quick dry as well. Now I'm going to take my little scraper and I'm just going to go around and scrape. And as you can see, wherever that wax was, the paint's going to come up. Kind of gives it that really pretty chippy look. And I go in both directions. Just kind of adds to the texture. Get that wiped off in the trash can. It does make a little bit of a mess. Now I'm going to take my crimson chalk paint and we're going to paint the little heart. I just love all these little pieces. I'm going to mix it with a little burnt umber just to kind of make it darker because it is pretty red. And I do give this 2 coats of paint as well. Now we'll set that to the side, and we're going to paint his little nose pink. And this is Ballet Slipper. Again, that's my Waverly paint. I really love the Waverly chalk paint. It has good coverage. Our next little pieces we're going to work on is the carrots. And do the moss green at the top. That takes 2 coats as well. Now we're going to take our Waverly pumpkin. And we'll just paint the bottoms of these carrots. And these two, I did 2 coats of paint as well. Give those a quick dry. And here I'm going to take my gator sander and just go around my heart just to bring back some of that natural wood look. I'll do the same thing on my carrots too. And you don't have to do this step. I just like to bring back a little bit of that natural wood look. Just gives them a little more character, and just where they don't look so flat. Went over the tops of them a little bit too, to take off some of that bright orange color. I'm going to take a little bit of my bare wax and just go around the edges of my heart, and I'm going to do the same on the carrots too. I love using my wax. And I just take my finger and rub it in, and take my brush and just put it on until I have that desired look that I want. I'm going to do the same around her little pink nose. And there I have just a little acrylic marker that I'm going to go and put the little lines of the carrots on there. And here I kind of smeared that. I didn't let the pen dry good enough, so I just take a little wet wipe and wipe it, and then I'll go back and fix that. Not a big deal. And here are his little feet. I keep saying his, I mean her little feet. And I'm going to do the same technique that I did on the bunny itself. I'm going to paint the feet brown, and then I'm going to go over it with the wax, and then I'm going to go over it with the cashew chalk paint and do that chippy look again. This is one of my favorite techniques. I love how it looks. And I just wipe off that excess paint that I scraped off. So now I'm going to bring my bunny back. I'm going to take some of my distressed oxide and go around the edges. Again, this is, preference. I just like the look of kind of grunging it up a bit. This step doesn't have to be done. And you can use excuse me, you can use the wax that's in the can too. It doesn't have to be the distressed oxide. And that's some Weldon Bond glue that I'm going to use on those. And I'm just kind of waiting for my hot glue gun to heat up. And I'm going to mess around with how I want to place my carrots. Couldn't really decide how I wanted to lay them on there. And then I remembered, oh, you have to put the heart on there too. So I laid that down, and then I just kind of messed around with it again for a minute because I didn't want to really cover my heart up all the way. I wanted it to be seen too. I'm going to go ahead and glue my nose on with that Weldon Bond and just a little bit of hot glue. And just cleaning those edges up. I put a little bit too much glue under there, but that's okay. I'm going to draw her little eyes on, still using that same acrylic marker. And I ordered those off of Amazon. They're really great. They have a really fat end on one end and then a skinny end on the other. The pack comes with 4 white and 4 black. I think it was like $8. It was not expensive at all. And here I'm just putting a little white dot in her eyes. I'm going to take my black jewelry wire here and cut some whiskers. It's just a real thin, easy to maneuver wire. I thought that would be cute for her little whiskers, and I do 2 on each side. She's really starting to come to life now that I'm adding all the little details. And now I'm going to glue her feet on. And that Weldon Bond, it does dry clear. And here I put that one foot on a little too close, so I had to pop it loose and scoot it over a little bit so that I could fit the other one on. I'm going to glue her heart down. Again, a little glue and then a little hot glue for that quick seal. And the Weld Bond I got from Hobby Lobby, and it works on all kinds of surfaces. Glass, wood, ceramics, all kinds of different uses for that. And here again, I'm playing with these carrots, trying to get them the way I want them. I finally give in and just put them down, but I think they turned out really cute. I wanted to make sure where my glue was going to need to touch. So that was a little tricky. So indecisive. I really didn't want it to cover the heart up, but it does end up covering it just a little bit, and that's okay. Gonna take my little blush palette here. And I started using my little foam thing, and it just didn't work out that good, so I just took my fingers and put some for the ears, and then I made her little cheeks. And I go back and I put a little more hot glue on those whiskers, just so they'll stay in place a little bit better. And you can bend them and shape them any way you want to. You could take a paintbrush and make them curly, whatever you want to do. So here I'm just pulling out some fabric to make a little bow. And I pull out a couple of different things here and then make my decision. End up going with this green and white gingham that I had coffee stained and put in the oven to dry. Another really fun technique that I like to do after I strip up my fabric. I couldn't decide if I wanted it on the carrots or if I wanted it on her little neck, and I ended up deciding to put it on her neck, and I thought it was really cute. And just giving it a little fluff. And then I go back with some twine and I make a little bow to put on the carrots, because I just felt like it needed a little something. And I give it a little fluff as well. And now it's time to pick a button. This is always the fun part. I always find it really hard to decide on a button. And end up going with kind of a navy blue colored little button. And just glue that right there in the center. And that is it, friends. I think she is complete. I do work on adding it has a little back piece that came with it to make her stand up. So I do add that to the back, just a little hot glue. And then I go down each side to make sure that it's good and secure. And I just kind of hold that there for a minute, cool that glue off, and give it time. And then of course my little foot pops off again. Me and that little foot fought a few times, but I finally got it to stay. And there you see the little bottom part that helps her to stand up. Sorry about that shaking there. I just kind of wanted you'd be able to see her a little bit better. And there you have it, guys. I hope y'all really enjoy this kit. I had a lot of fun putting her together. I thought she turned out super cute. Again, I'll drop the link to where you can get this really cute bunny.